Hi guys, welcome back. I am Stu and this is Rocky Rambles for Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic. To thwart the highway developers and preserve the mysterious ancient stone circles, you will need to construct a Stone Age theme park and turn a profit. However, attracting visitors may pose a challenge as the terrain is a tad inhospitable. Your objective: to repay your loan and achieve a park value of at least 250,000. So no time limit on this one though, although it does say in there, attracting visitors may pose a challenge as the terrain is a tad inhospitable. Now, the terrain itself won't be an issue, but the fact it's given us a warning that there might be a challenge getting visitors does make me wonder if there's some sort of harder guest generation or harder guest rating or something like that imposed on this scenario. But with only a goal of 250,000 park value, that shouldn't be a problem, even if it is. So, okay. Very rocky then. What are we doing? We have got free admission, so we're charging for the rides. That'll make things easier. We've got a 7,000 loan with 11% interest. We've got some transport rides, some gentle rides, loads of coasters. Very good selection of coasters, some of the better ones as well. Gig Coaster, Twister, Flawless, Wooden Coaster, all the best ones. A load of thrill rides, splash boats as well, and loads of shops, cash machine, toilets, kiosk, food, drink, balloons. We've got so much stuff already researched that I figure we could probably switch off research, save a bit of cash. So these are the mysterious stone circles then. We got some pathing already down, going up inside that. So I think what I'll do is I'll delete the pathing, bring it back to, hang on, there you go, bring it back to the start, and then see, this is going to be the most awkward thing about this level, I think, is going to be the view, because as you can see, we can't see what's going on there. This way you can't, so we're going to have to play about with the view. So I think what we'll do is I'll delete the pathing back to around about by here, and then I'll put down some flat rides and some shops at the start, and then we can look at building some coasters. It's only a 250,000 value, so it shouldn't cause any issues. Junior 1, park value of 74,000. Made a nice start. It's raining, so as you can see, we're benefiting from £20 umbrellas. We haven't got to worry about the number of guests in the park, so we can take them for as much money as we want. Dodgems, we've got the UFOs, go-kart track, a load of shops, and then just up here then, where I've deleted the paths that were inside, I've built a nice wooden wild mine train. So Quarry Quest, coaster number 1. Good stats on this. Stats equals park value. So a nice bit of intensity on this one. So I've got rid of the paths for the guests to go up and see the mystical, magical stone circles. But on this one, they can use the mine train to come up and see them, so they get a good view all around, just up there. So yeah, I'm going to continue building now the path around. I think I'll probably come this way and just put down a few more coasters and just plod on. There's no time limit on this one, so we can take our time and try to make some nice rides and a nice park. October year 1, park value of 134,000. So we're over halfway there, and we've got an old style stand-up coaster here. Nice high stats, that's giving us some good value. So it comes up around the block, around the big rock, down through the tunnel, and then down here, nice cut back just to give it a good bit of intensity. A little bit of underground, and then comes back to the station then. So I've got a loop going around the rock, more shops and things. Got one of these little dinosaur twists down there. Got a top spin, just a little maze just to give the guests something extra to do. 600 guests at the moment. So if we do have the harder guest generation, which it sort of hints at on the sort of scenario synopsis, it kind of hints that there might be some sort of challenge there, then we won't really see that until around the 1,000 guest mark. That's when it normally kicks in, but don't know yet if that's going to happen. So yeah, another 100,000 or so park value, and we should do this quite easy. Junior 2 got a park value of 251,000, but I've still got 1,000 loan, so I haven't completed the scenario just yet. I'm just keeping that loan there so we don't complete it too soon. Got a nice inverted shuttle just here. Good stats on there. Brings you back up, drops you down into a half loop and a corkscrew up inside the mountain and out at the top. And then let's watch this go. And then just over here, then I built this recently on the Gemini City, but I don't think I showed off because I think it was breaking. I think it had broken down when it came to filming. So it's a Mobius Giga Coaster. So I've got the stations offset. So you've got the front tile of each station touching. That way you're able to have the synchronization. And then we've got, I think it's four booster tracks in front, and then just up and down, and then one side's got a photo section, and then there's a block brake then, so that acts that slows it down, and it means that then it's able to run both trains nicely. So there's good throughput on it, good stats on it, very compact, pretty cool. Right next to that then we've got a splash boats, so we've got massive capacity on this. If we had more guests in the park, then it wouldn't be full. So most of these boats are empty going up there. Making big money off this though. Comes up, drops down into the rocks the other side. Back up and around. Another dip down through the rocks and then back. It's mainly there to earn us some cash and take a lot of guests off the paths. A lot of sick and stuff down there. We're not worried about rating on this one. How are the guests doing? So it's starting to plateau at the moment. So that if, as I think, where it says that attractive visitors may pose a challenge as the train is a tad inhospitable, I think, or I thought at the start of the scenario that would be some sort of harder guest generation, which usually kicks in at around 1,000 guests. So at the moment, it does look like that's enabled, which isn't really going to cause us an issue because we're not interested in guest numbers on this park or rating. All we're interested in is the park value and paying back the money. So I think what I'll do now is, in order to test the harder guest generation, I'll make a coaster that's over, over 2,000 feet, over around 600 meters, and 6 excitement. And then if the guest numbers start to go up, we know then that it is harder guest generation. So I'm going to crack on, do some sort of feature coaster, highlight coaster for the park, and I'll see you soon. October year 2, park value of 261,000. So I'm just waiting to pay back the last £1,000 and complete the scenario. So here's my key coaster then for the park, Sabertooth. It's a flawless coaster, nice stats on it, got some cool elements in it. A nice inverted top hat just there over the chain lift. This little section here, I was going to put a mid-course brake run there. In the end, I've had to settle for some trim brakes because it was going too fast without the mid-course brake run, but too slow with it. And I really wanted to keep this batwing element just there. I really like the way that that fitted in with the terrain. So that's definitely the standout coaster in the park. So let's pay back the loan then. Might take a day or so before it registers. And we've done it. Stew. Fantastic. How's the guests numbers doing? It picked up a bit when I built that coaster, but it's hard to say really if it has got the harder guest generation, because we have won the most untidy park award as well. So that sort of gives you a bit of a handicap. But then the best park food award, that gives you a boost. So does it cancel each other out? It probably would actually. But so yeah, I think it does have the harder guest generation. It certainly feels like it does, but it doesn't really matter on a park like this because you're only after the park value. Quite a fun scenario, to be honest. The main drawback is the restricted view, but once you work around that with the rotating and things like that, it was okay. It was quite fun. It's nice to have, even though it's yet another park value map, it's nice to have one where you haven't got any time restrictions, because on this one the goal was to achieve the park value and repay back the loan. So I could have taken 10 years, 20 years, I could have done it in the first year. There's no time restriction. Whereas in the other ones, it's a park value plus 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever. So this is definitely the better option if you're going to do park value scenarios. So what happened then? When we came in, there were some paths leading down to, where was it? This first rock just down here. I got rid of those, brought it back up to about here. Then I started putting down a load of rides, dodgems, UFOs, go-karts, some shops, that sort of thing, and this wild mine train just there. The guests were coming in, we're charging for rides, and we're making some decent cash. Put down a stand-up coaster here. I switched off all the research at the start of the scenario because we had enough rides that we didn't need anymore. So then I just started putting down more rides as we were coming around, putting a nice loop around the rocks. Got an inverted shuttle just there. Giga coaster just over here. Splash boats to soak up the guests off the paths. And then we finished with the key coaster, and I'll definitely be showing that off in the outro for the video. So this was Rocky Rambles. I am Stu. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.